What up though, everybody? I'm back again with another video today. Happy full moon, Sagittarius. My phone is trying to reconnect to the car, so hopefully it don't cut out. But I'm still healing. However, what the fuck was I thinking about? All right, reconnected. Well, I think I was going to say something about this full moon, Sag. See where Sagittarius is in your chart. I was about to say Cancer. Now, Sagittarius's ruler, planetary ruler, is Jupiter. And Jupiter just entered Cancer with Mercury. They're separating, but they're together in Cancer now before Cancer season starts. So we got a little bit of a little like psychic. That's what. And then right when I was about to say psychic, that's when I remembered. Okay, so what had happened was I dropped my daughter off at school with her jellies on. I was about to take her out the car, but I realized her shoe came off, so I sat her down, put the shoe back on, and took her out the car and brought her into the daycare. Now, when I go pick her up, nobody can find her shoes. They don't know what happened to it. They don't know where it's at. So, and her bow was missing as well. So I'm like, okay, well, this doesn't usually happen. So I'm like, okay, well, she got plenty of shoes. Maybe tomorrow we'll find it and figure out what happened. So I get up in the morning, I get myself ready first, and I'm like, I'm letting her sleep in, but I'm like, I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm gonna talk to the, her teacher or whatever, ask her about it. So I come out the bathroom, grab a brush off this tower like chest that has her clothes and stuff in it, and it's two brushes in her comb. So I grab a brush off of it, and then I go in the back in the bathroom, brush my hair a little bit, and then I come out, wake her up, start getting her ready. Then I go back over there to get lotion, and her shoes is right there, like right there. Both the whole pair of shoes is right there. And I'm like, I know I'm not tripping, bro. Like, I know I'm not tripping. No, I'm not tripping. She asked me, did you bring her in here with no shoes on? I'm like, no, I would never bring my child in here with no shoes on. And I distinctly remember grabbing her shoe to put back on her foot. And I'm like, this is the second day in a row this has happened. And it was Tuesday, Monday and Tuesday. So I knew I wasn't tripping. But for whatever reason, he's just sitting there. So I'm like, okay. And the first thing that came to my mind was the Jupiter Cancer transit. Okay, that was the first thing that came to my mind, Jupiter Cancer. So I'm like, okay, so what does this mean, right? Like, what does this mean? Because I know, and the first thing I thought was to trust myself. Don't slide into doubt. Don't slide into second guessing what I know to be true. That was the first thing that came to my mind was don't trip. You're not tripping. Okay, don't trip. And then it was like, well, who did it then? Who did it? And Cancer, ruled by the moon, and there is a full moon inside, right? Now, Cancer, the moon, represents the past, childhood. It also represents the maternal bloodline or ancestry, the roots of who you are, fourth house, right? And it's like, was it my ancestors who brought these shoes back? And I'm like, is it, fairies? Because they've done that before with my son's, his pacifier. It was like, we couldn't find it anywhere. We looked everywhere, turned the room upside down because it was nowhere else other than in there. Couldn't find it. So he was wailing all night until he finally fell asleep without it. And I was kind of happy because I wanted him to break the habit of having it, because my oldest daughter didn't have it, but he did. And everybody's different, you know what I'm saying? So it was cool. But when I tell you, soon as the sunlight came in and I saw his pacifier right there shining in the sunlight, I was like, now hold on now, Skillet. Hold on now, Skillet. Because I know good and fucking well, like, it was right there. It was on the floor, but it was like, we looked everywhere. I even broke it down, moved his playpen out the room, looked under the bed. Like, we literally ended up cleaning up my niece's room looking for it. So I'm like, on her dresser, in the drawers, in the closet, we looked everywhere. And then it's like right there. I'm like, we walked past this place and looked here a million times, and I was just here. Like, it's no coincidences, right? And I remember my nephew telling me, like, it's fairies in her room. And I'm like, okay, that makes sense, because it's like a tree stump outside and there's little mushrooms, and they were healthy at the time too, real healthy. So I'm like, okay, I could probably dig that, you know what I'm saying? We do got some Irish blood or whatever, so, you know, we magical, okay? We magical, right? Jupiter, lucky, right? And luck is not so much as having favor as much as it as you choosing to be tuned in and tapped in and turned on to the exact frequency that you want to be on, and not allowing any outside interferences to juggle you or pull you in a direction that you don't want to go. You're maintaining your stance. And I feel like this is one of those moments where I may have to strongly maintain my stance about something, because in this day and age, you know, more often than not, somebody might be like, yeah, that was crazy. But then you do have those skeptics who would try to say, oh, you're crazy, you tripping, that's not possible, you might need to talk to somebody about that. And it's like, those are the people who are not tapped in, turned on, okay? They ain't tapped in all the way, all right? They're still thinking that this 3D reality is all there is and basing everything off of it, when this is the last piece of manifestation. Okay, the first part is the part that you can't see. So I decided to use this full moon Sagittarius, because even though the full moon took place in my 4th house, I'm so excited, I can't wait to move. Even though it took place in my 4th house at the exact point early this morning, about 3 a.m. Sag cusped my 5th house, where I have Vesta sitting at the galactic center, 28 degrees Sagittarius. So, and Vesta is all about keeping your fire on, like keeping you inspired, okay? The book with the flame that is used to represent Vesta in astrology, when you look at the chart, is a testament to them keeping the flame on in the temple where the priestesses were. And a lot of, you know, priestesses, especially in the olden days, this was like a dark thing to do, because it wasn't out in the open. That's why it was considered dark. Not evil, but dark. And there's a lot of things that I want to focus on as far as keeping my flame on. And one of those things would be trying to be obsessed with myself a little bit more and my health. But 5th house represents creativity, things that are fun, and I decided to invest in my creativity and my fun by doing something I always wanted to do, which was kind of like learn how to do my own nails at home. Now, that might seem like something small or boring to some other people, but it means a lot to me, because when I was in high school, I wanted to go to do Voltec classes for nail tech, and my mother pushed me to do the nursing ish program because, you know, that's what she wanted to do. Ultimately, she pushed me to do it because it's what she wanted to do. So she thought it would be better or best, and she felt like I got healing hands, I should get into the field. So that's what I ended up doing. I never pursued what I really wanted. So I'm choosing to take the risk with this full moon Sagittarius to do that and get some supplies and stuff so I can start, you know, having fun with decorating myself. And it's a form of creative self-expression. It is a form of being able to show off the work that I've done because everyone's going to see my hands and my nails, right? And then on top of that, I don't have to rely on someone else to do it for me. I can do it myself. And one of my favorite nail techs, Miss Renee Smith, I don't know where she is or what she's doing right now, but beautiful soul. I love when she would do she's an Aries too, fire. I used to love when she did my nails because she gave me like the shorties and stuff because I knew I was kind of rough with my hands. And I'm like, I don't want her to put all that stuff on my nails that would make it so cute and adorable, but then end up breaking or losing like charms and stuff. I didn't want her to waste her precious gifts. And something happened to my nails, so I didn't let her go into all that. However, sitting with her and having her do my nails as a young black woman, and she did such a good job, and she was always professional, but she was always so funny and cool. It like reminded me of all the times that I wish I would have just said, you know, forget what my mother wanted me to do and just did what I wanted to do. So I'm like, I'm gonna do it this time, and I'm gonna do it at home, and I'm not looking to make money off of it. I'm not looking to, you know, do other people's nails or anything like that, even if they start looking super, super dope. That's not why I'm doing it for. This is something I'm doing strictly for myself because I want to find a way to express myself creatively for me, and also show the world or show my immediate community what I know I'm able to do. And I know it's going to take time to build and master this, whatever it is I'm going to be doing, and I definitely want to share it with my daughters too. But like, I need this. It's a part of my Jupiter Cancer journey of being more in my womanhood, what I view womanhood as. And it might not be the same as everybody else, but you know, I can dress up and dress down. I don't, you know, limit myself at all, and there's no need to. I don't limit myself to what I think a woman is or what a woman should be, other than what I feel my womanhood is and what it represents. So find what Cancer and Sagittarius is in your chart. You know, Sagittarius in your chart shows you where you can take some risk and adventure out with this full moon in Sagittarius. And then the Cancer energy, with Jupiter being there for the next year, this is an area of your life where you can kind of like expand more into what's going to ground you, nurture you, and make you feel, you know, cared for.